The powerful king and his daughter. In Koko village, King Oba ruled with strength and wisdom. His people were happy, and the village prospered. His treasure was his daughter, Princess Amara, who was beautiful, kind, and loved by all. As she grew older, King Oba thought, "Who is worthy of my daughter? Only a man with true courage and wisdom shall marry her." The royal challenge. King Oba called all the men of the village. His voice boomed across the fields. "Whoever wishes to marry Princess Amara must go to the deep forest and bring back the head of a lion." The villagers gasped. Lions were dangerous. Many shook their heads, too afraid to try. Some young men laughed, thinking the challenge impossible. Among them, Kofi, a young blacksmith, stepped forward. He was not rich or famous, but he was clever, strong, and brave. "I will go, Your Majesty," he said firmly. King Oba nodded, approving. "Then go, and may your courage guide you." Preparing for the journey, Kofi packed his spear, knife, food, and a small charm his mother gave him. "This will protect you," she said. He prayed to the forest spirits, asking for guidance. At dawn, he entered the dense forest. The forest of shadows. The forest was unlike anything Kofi had ever seen. Giant trees twisted high into the sky. Strange animals whispered among the leaves. Shadows moved on their own. At night, glowing eyes watched him. He heard whispers carried by the wind. Kofi remembered his mother's words, "Strength alone is not enough. You must be clever and kind." The River of Spirits. After a few days, Kofi reached a wide river. Its water shimmered with a strange blue light. As he stepped closer, small glowing spirits appeared, floating above the river. "Turn back, or be lost forever," one spirit warned. Kofi bowed respectfully. "I mean no harm. I only seek the lion to prove my courage." The spirits whispered among themselves, then moved aside, forming a bridge of glowing stones across the river. Kofi carefully crossed, amazed by the magic of the forest. The Forest of Illusions. Beyond the river, the forest changed. Mist filled the air, and strange sounds tricked his mind. Kofi thought he saw paths that disappeared and trees that moved. Suddenly, a giant snake appeared, blocking the path. It spoke in a deep, hissing voice. "Many have entered this forest, but none have returned. Why should I let you pass?" Kofi bowed. "I come with courage and respect. I seek only to prove my worth, not to harm anyone here." The snake nodded slowly. "Then use your heart and mind wisely. Only cleverness can guide you now." With a flick of its tail, it slithered aside, revealing a narrow path. The lion's lair. Finally, Kofi arrived at a clearing. There, by the riverbank, lay the great lion, larger than any he had imagined. Its golden mane shone in the sunlight, and its roar shook the trees. Kofi hid and studied the lion. Then he noticed something surprising: the lion was guarding a nest of lion cubs. His heart softened. Kofi thought, "I must show courage, but not cruelty." He set a trap to catch the lion without harming the cubs and waited. The Battle of Courage. The lion spotted Kofi and charged. Kofi ran, dodged, and threw his spear with precision. The battle was fierce. The lion was strong, but Kofi used his mind, not just strength, predicting the lion's moves. Finally, he subdued the lion. He cut off the head as proof for the king, but gently moved the cubs to safety, showing his bravery and kindness. The return journey. On the way back, the forest tested him again. A storm struck, and trees fell across his path. Magical creatures tried to trick him into getting lost. Kofi used his wit, courage, and charm, helping lost animals along the way, and the forest spirits guided him safely home. Triumphant return. When Kofi returned to Koko village, the villagers were amazed. He carried the lion's head and told of the magical adventures he faced. King Oba was impressed. "You are brave, clever, and kind. You are worthy of my daughter." Princess Amara smiled at Kofi, having heard of his adventures. She admired his courage, wisdom, and heart. Marriage and celebration. the village celebrated Kofi and Princess Amora's wedding. Music, dancing, and feasting lasted for days. The people honored the courage, kindness, and cleverness of their new prince. Kofi and Amora ruled Koko village together with wisdom and courage, loved by all. The moral. The tale of Kofi's adventure spread far and wide. People learned. True courage is not just strength. Wisdom and kindness are as important as bravery. A clever heart can overcome even the fiercest challenges. The story became a legend, teaching generations that bravery, intelligence, and a good heart lead to true success. The jealous hearts. After Kofi married Princess Amora and moved into the palace, not everyone in Koko village was happy. Some of the men who had been too afraid to face the lion became jealous. They whispered among themselves. A poor blacksmith is now a prince, they said. He does not deserve such honor. One of them, Mensa, was the most jealous of all. He wanted power and riches, and now he hated Kofi deeply. Mensa went deep into the forest, not to prove courage, but to look for dark power. They deal with the dark spirit. In the darkest part of the forest, where even birds refused to sing, Mensa found an old tree that looked like a face. A dark spirit spoke from inside the tree. "Why have you come here, human?" Mensa bowed in fear. "I want the man named Kofi to fall. I want his place. I want the princess." The spirit laughed, a terrible sound. "I can give you power, but there will be a price." "I agree," Mensa said without thinking. The spirit gave him a small black stone. "When the moon is red, place this under the palace and Kofi's strength will fade." Mensa smiled and ran back to the village with the cursed stone. The red moon night. A few days later, the moon turned red in the sky. While everyone slept, Mensa sneaked into the palace garden and buried the black stone close to Kofi's window. That night, Kofi had terrible dreams. He saw shadows, heard roaring lions, and felt heavy chains holding him down. In the morning, he woke up weak. His hands trembled. He could hardly stand. Princess Amora was worried. "My love, something is wrong," she said. "Yes," Kofi whispered. "A dark power is near." The wise old woman. Hearing of Kofi's sickness, an old woman named Momania, who knew the ways of the forest, came to the palace. She walked slowly around the room, sniffing the air, touching the ground. "Dark magic has entered this place," she said. "A jealous heart has called the forest anger into your home." She gave Amora a bowl of special herbs and said, "Tonight, when the moon rises, burn this. The smoke will reveal the hidden evil." The hidden stone. That night, Princess Amora burned the herbs near the palace garden. A strange green smoke rose into the air and drifted toward one spot in the soil. The ground began to shake. Kofi, weak but determined, crawled outside and started digging where the smoke pointed. Soon, his hands touched the black stone. As he pulled it from the ground, it let out a loud scream and cracked in two. A dark shadow rose from it and vanished into the night sky. At that moment, Kofi's strength returned. "But who put this here?" Amora asked. Kofi's eyes became serious. "Someone who is jealous and hungry for power." The spirit's warning. Suddenly, the air became cold. The same dark spirit that gave Mensa the stone appeared in the garden. "You have broken the curse," it growled, "but a greater danger is coming." "What danger?" Kofi asked. "The king is in trouble, and only the heart of the forest can save him." Then the spirit disappeared like smoke in the wind. The king falls sick. The next morning, King Oba suddenly collapsed while walking in the palace yard. He could not speak. He could not open his eyes. Guards and healers tried everything, but nothing worked. Momania shook her head sadly. "This is not ordinary sickness," she said. "It is a curse sent through jealousy and darkness." Princess Amora cried. "Is there any cure?" she begged. Momania looked at Kofi. "Yes, but it is dangerous. The heart of the forest." To save the king, Momania explained. Kofi must return to the forest and find the heart tree, the oldest and most powerful tree in the land. Inside that tree is a golden fruit, she continued. Only that fruit can break the curse and save the king. Kofi stood up, ready, even without fear. Then I will go, he said. For my king. For my wife. For our people. Princess Amara held his hands tightly. Please return to me, she whispered. Kofi nodded. I will. No matter what. And once again, Kofi stepped into the deep forest, but this time, a new and greater danger awaited him. The forest that moves. As Kofi walked deeper into the forest, something strange began to happen. The trees seemed to move slowly. The paths he followed twisted and changed behind him. When he looked back, there was no road anymore. It was as if the forest was alive and watching him. The ground whispered under his feet. Turn back. Turn back. But Kofi did not listen. He held his charm tightly and walked forward with a brave heart. I have not come this far to fail, he said. Suddenly, the trees opened and revealed a narrow path glowing with soft golden light. Kofi knew the forest was testing his courage and his heart. He followed the light. Scene 22, the guardian of the heart tree. Soon, Kofi reached a giant tree, larger than any he had ever seen. Its trunk was wide like a mountain, and its leaves shone like gold. This was the heart tree. But standing in front of it was a mighty creature, half man, half lion, with eyes that glowed like fire. I am the guardian of the heart tree, the creature said. No one takes its fruit unless they are pure of heart. Kofi bowed respectfully. I do not come for myself, he said. I come to save a good king and protect my people. The guardian looked deep into Kofi's heart. Visions of his kindness, courage, and protection of the lion's cubs appeared in the air. You have shown strength and mercy, the guardian said. You may take the fruit, but know this. There is always a price. Mensa's final betrayal. Just as Kofi reached for the glowing golden fruit, a voice cried out behind him. Stop. It was Mensa, the jealous man. He had followed Kofi into the forest, guided by dark spirits. If I can't have power in the village, then no one will, he shouted. He rushed forward and grabbed the fruit first. The sky darkened. The heart tree shook. You unclean heart, the guardian roared. Lightning struck the ground. Mensa screamed as the dark power he had chosen turned against him. He fell to his knees, weak and broken. Please, forgive me, he cried. Kofi looked at him with sadness, not anger. The choice of sacrifice. The guardian spoke again. The fruit has been touched by darkness. Now only a pure sacrifice can save the king. Kofi understood. He turned to the guardian and said, Take my strength if you must, just save my king and my people. The forest fell silent. No one had ever offered themselves so freely. The guardian's face softened. Such a heart is rarer than gold, he said. He cleansed the fruit with a touch of light and gave it to Kofi. Go now. The forest honors you. Mensa, filled with shame, crawled away into the trees, never to harm the village again. Breaking the final curse. Kofi ran back to Koko village as fast as he could, holding the glowing fruit. Princess Amara was sitting beside her father, her eyes red from crying. When she saw Kofi, hope filled her heart. He squeezed the golden fruit. Its juice fell onto King Oba's lips. A bright light filled the room. Slowly, King Oba opened his eyes. He looked around and smiled weakly. My people. I live. The curse was broken. The whole village cried with joy. The rise of a new king. King Oba called everyone together. He took off his crown and turned to Kofi. You have saved my life, my kingdom, and my people. You have proven that you are not only brave, but also selfless and wise. He placed the crown on Kofi's head. From today, you shall be the new king of Koko village. Kofi was shocked. But, Your Majesty, I have ruled long, King Oba said gently. Now it is your time. The people bowed. Princess Amara stood beside him proudly as queens and drums echoed across the land. A powerful moral ending. Kofi and Princess Amara ruled with fairness, kindness, and justice. The village grew stronger. Children grew up hearing the story of the brave blacksmith who became king. They learned this powerful lesson. A jealous heart destroys itself. A pure heart defeats darkness. True power is not in strength alone, but in sacrifice, kindness, and courage. And so, the name of King Kofi the Brave lived on forever in Koko village, carried by the wind, sung in songs, and whispered